Okay, that said, let's enter Woodfall for the first dungeon of this game. And here we are. The first location in this game that actually has a dungeon. Woodfall. The top of the mountain for this swamp, and apparently also the source of this poison water. Deku Princess was trying to stop it apparently, but something stopped her. So now we are here. Let's make our way to the other end of this place. For this we actually need to walk over these walkways. However, we are going to be hindered by these enemies. Be careful, because the moment they see you, they will charge at you. You can shield them in order to stop them. Just strike them with your sword in order to take them out. Yeah, and if you're not careful, this can happen. Poison water hurts. Help! Get me out of here! No, Link, as human you cannot stand in these lily pads. Luckily the damage does not go too fast, so... If you've got way too many hearts because of doing way too many side quests, you should not worry about falling in the poison water here. You get out of here. Okay, these enemy Deku Scrubs you can take out to get some flowers. Which we can use in order to access this cave, for instance. So let's go check out what we have over here. Oh, it's a fairies fountain. Interesting. Okay, we have another broken up Great Fairy, it seems, only this time around. It looks like there's a little bit more pieces missing. There's not a whole lot of them left. Kind young one, please hear my plea. Please find the stray fairies trapped inside the Woodfall temple and bring them back to us. Okay, say hello to the actual mechanic of stray fairies in this game. The one in Clocktown was just getting used to the mechanic. Now the real deal begins. As you can see, every single temple in this game will have stray fairies in them. A lot of them, in fact. So getting great fairies back together again is going to be a little bit more of a hassle than it was in Clocktown. But that's another event we need to work with during the dungeons. And speaking of dungeons, this is where we want to be. Isn't this the Deku Scrub mark? I wonder if they worshipped here. Indeed. And this mark isn't here for nothing. First of all, there's also an owl statue here, so use this for both a save point and a warp point. Now that we have the Song of Soaring. Before we go into the dungeon, first let's go clear off this area, because there's more for us to do here. This chest is for rupees. Only 5 of them. I thought it was going to be 20. But okay, there's a more important chest further on in the swamp. So let's make our way there. All the way at the end of this pathway, near the beginning again, there's actually a bigger chest. Oh yeah, and Deku Scrub can only stun these guys, so you have to be human Link in order to take these guys out. No problem, we have a way to change into human Link with the press of one button. Okay, are you going to annoy me or are you going to stay away? Okay, apparently you're going to stay away. In that case, let's go. Let's kill you. Oh, you're still going to annoy me. Help! Get me in here. I don't like bugs. Come on, don't miss him. No, he blocked my Deku Nut with his own. Interesting. But anyway, we've arrived at the chest. This one we want. You know what big chest can bring us. We've done enough side quests by now to know that these chests usually have Piece of Hearts. Definitely not skipping out on that. Okay, and the final chest, this one is going to be a red rupee, I'm pretty sure. It's not going to be a simple blue one. Yeah, red rupee. And it overflows my wallet. Go away! I did not invite you to this party. Okay, I think I'll go back to Clocktown first. Empty my wallet. So let's play the Song of Soaring for the first time and show off how warping works in this game. As you can see, the moment we play the song, all of the areas where we have found an owl statue will become available for us to warp to. Like Clock Town, for instance. The very first one we found. Link gets entrapped in wings, and we are gone. And we arrive at the owl statue. And that is how warping works. So let's go change into a wallet where we have 0 rupees. Still need to deposit a lot of rupees for this event, so the more we can put in there, the better. Let's return to Woodfall, because it's time for the very first dungeon. Finally. Freaking third cycle, and only now we're entering the first dungeon. I'm pretty sure we're past part 10 by now. But anyway, how to enter that dungeon. The NPC dialogues talked about how the entrance cannot be found. And that is where the Sonata of Awakening comes in. If we play this on this pedestal, we can open the dungeon. Oh, and another thing about playing songs with your ocarina. As you may notice on the bottom screen, I'll remember to enlarge the bottom screen so you can follow along. If you look at the bottom right of that screen, you will see a little bit of a note bar. If you press that, you will actually find a summary of all of the songs you have learned in this game so far. So if you forgot how to play a song or don't remember the exact notes to input, here you can actually find them. In this case, AXAXLYL, the Sonata of Awakening. Also something I forgot to point out, but here it is. Okay, let's play the song. And let's go see what happens next. Ah, so that is where it was hidden. The temple wasn't gone, it was just hiding under the poisonous swamp water. It was sleeping under there, but we have awoken it again. Just use the Deku Flower here to access it. And after taking way too long, it is finally dungeon time in Majora's Mask. The first one being the Woodfall Temple, the source of poisonous water. Apparently a Deku shrine, but nowadays a place for monsters. First things first about dungeons. Remember the Great Fairy Mask, and also remember how there were also stray fairies present here. Whenever you're in a dungeon, remember to always wear the Great Fairy Mask in order to lure in stray fairies hiding around here. As you can see, any loose stray fairy that is present in a dungeon will immediately get attracted to you the moment you wear the Great Fairy Mask. You can even look at its shimmer in order to see if there are still stray fairies present in the very room you are in. Of course, this does not apply to stray fairies that cannot access you. In this case, them being entrapped in chests, for instance. Those you have to grab loosely. The Great Fairy Mask can't help them there. You can just see that they are there because of the hair of the Great Fairy Mask still shimmering, showing you there's still a stray fairy present in that room. Allow me to show you off. Now I've got both of the stray fairies in this room, so as you can see, no more shimmering light from the Great Fairy Mask, indicating we have all of them in this room. Okay, let's enter the dungeon proper now. Ah, that stench! This place stinks like that poison swamp. Yeah, that can be correct, Teddle. This dungeon is the very source of that poisonous swamp. Also something we need to check out. It's the whole reason why we're here, after all. Okay, killing this Deku Baba also gives you a stray fairy, as you can see. Also a way they can be hidden. Okay, locked door, so we're not entering this part quite yet. Okay, and this is where we need Deku Link. Human Link cannot interact with these plants or swim in the poison water, so we use our plant form in order to be able to stand on top of these plants and skip over the poisonous water. First of all to this area, because here is another stray fairy, this one hidden in a pot. Now let's head over here. The only door we can access for now. Okay, what do we have in here? Ooh, there's a chest over there. But let's go to that room first. I'll grab the chest on the way back. Something else of interest there as well. Let's go check that out first. Oh, it's these turtle enemies again. Only this time we need to beat them. Beating them works like this. Okay, it doesn't want to come anymore. Lure them in. The moment they go over you, pop out of a Deku flower. Does not only work against these insect enemies, also works against these guys, as you can see. Just lure them in. Make sure they don't hit you, of course. Use the Deku flowers. Hit their soft underbellies. You know how turtles work. The only place where they are vulnerable. Taking out all 3 of them. Awards us with a chest. And it's a big one. What do we have in here? Ah, we have found the dungeon map. Tap the map tab to view the map screen. Tap the map to zoom in or out. When zoomed in, slide to check out different areas of the map. Select the floor you wish to view from the bar on the right. Yeah, so pretty much it works the same as the regular overworld map. With one difference. Dungeons tend to have multiple floors, as you may remember. So this function of the map works the same. We can slide around on the map to check out all of the rooms. Nothing new there. You can also check out the locked doors here, as you can see. However, we also get a slide bar over to the right, which you can use in order to change floors. This dungeon apparently having 3 of them. 1 basement floor and 2 regular floors. Okay, that's all we can do for here. So let's move out of this room again and check out that other chest that we saw over here. This one appears to be a little bit of a smaller chest. It's still in the same color, the fancy color. However, it's not as big, so it's going to be a little bit of a different item we find in here. In this case, the first instance of a small key. Use it to open a locked door. You can use the key only in this dungeon. The glorious return of the small keys. And we know we needed one. In the main room we actually walked into a locked door, so we know we can already use this one. Let's head back there. Let's move on further in the dungeon. Ow. Come on. Usually 1 spin is enough to take these guys out, unless you're too early. Okay, next puzzle. Oh yeah, these beehives. Let's take these out first, because one of them has a stray fairy, I'm pretty sure. Not sure which one, but I'll just knock down all of them. And I missed that second one. I didn't hear it fall. Yeah, the further you are away from a target, the less accurate the bubble becomes. Okay, this one contains an enemy. A bee enemy, as you can see. Or a wasp or a hornet. Call it whatever you'd like. Just take them out anyway. This looks pretty light. Well, don't just stand there. Press and hold the A button to grab it. And use the control stick to move it. Yeah, we know how block puzzles work, Taddle. We've played more Zelda games. Okay, push this out of the way so we can actually enter this walkway over here. First we want to go over here. There's a Skulltula here, and our mask here is already telling us there's more stray fairies in this room. You might be the one to hide that one. Indeed. Thank you. Okay, and the glimmer is gone, so this was the final one. Now let's go talk about that other puzzle in this room. And that involves torches. First things first, get this block out of the way so we can actually enter it from this area. And find out there is an unlit torch here. Even Taddle points us out to it. How do we light torches again? Well, we have played Ocarina of Time before, so we know the use of the Deku stick. However... Oh, wrong button again. Need to use the touchscreen. Lighting a torch is not as simple in this game, because as you can see there are some moths flying around this fire. They are attracted to it. And the moment we start lighting a stick of our own, they will follow us around. So make sure you are fast, because these guys tend to hurt you. Don't just speed because the torch might run out. You also need to speed because things are chasing you now. But okay, in this room we find another enemy battle. In this case with these dragonfly enemies. Let's take them out with our sword. Okay, they will start taking me out if I do that. Ow. Sir, only I am allowed to hit you, not the other way around. Come on. Yeah, timing can be tricky with these guys. The Deku Flower is definitely easier. But there we go. I survived somehow. And another big chest. And you guess what that might be? We know how dungeons work in Zelda games, so it should not be a surprise. But the next main item we find is the compass. Now many of the dungeon's hidden things will appear on the map. Okay, I think it's a cue for me to pull out my map again. What has changed here? Well, first things first, we can actually check out the locations where we found stray fairies. Those get recorded. We can see the locations of chests now, even in rooms we have not visited yet. And most importantly, the traditional function of the compass, we can see where the boss room is. Not that I didn't know that already, but still. Just pointing out the function of the compass. Okay, time to head up now, so bring along another lit Deku stick. Be careful for the moths, because they will once again start approaching you. There's more torches for us to light here. Ow, stay away from me. Getting hurt way too much by all these bugs in this game. Okay, there we go. There's even some Deku Babas here in order to get access to this location from the other way. In case you don't have any Deku sticks. Not too sure why, but they are here. Be careful, I sense a lot of evil here. Ooh, dark room. You know what that means? Enemies in the dark, help. These things always scared me when I was young. But in all honesty, they're not really that difficult. You can also pretty easily see them coming, so should not be too worried about them. We're even hiding around the torches, so make sure you take out all of them. As you can see on the map, there's actually a chest in this room. And that is actually a chest that only spawns once all of the enemies have been defeated. So just go past all the torches, even the unlit ones, to take out the shadow enemies. Should be the final one. No, apparently not. Oh. Either the Deku Baba also counted, or it just took a little while for it to appear. But there it is. And it's the next stray fairy. Pretty much at the halfway point when it comes to these guys. Okay, the next thing we need to do is obvious. Light the rest of the torches here. Make use of the Deku Baba if you're out of Deku sticks. Other than that, just make a circle around this room. Lighting things up again. Opening the door. Okay, next room. Deku Flower platforming. However, before we start doing that, let's head down because we can see a stray fairy trapped in the bubble. Okay, these guys are pretty far away, so I don't have to fear them. Let's quickly head down. I hear you coming. Get over here. Bam! Okay, as you can see, fairies can also be trapped in bubbles, also preventing them from immediately approaching you, even if you wear the mask. Multiple ways to burst them. Easiest one, just touch the bubble. Get the other guy's too far away. Would have been nice if he actually also approached me while I was down there. So he's actually able to hinder me now during platforming. Okay, he's not going to approach me. In that case, this might become a tad difficult. Go out of the way. Oh, help, help. Oh! Okay, this room connects to this one apparently. Just make sure you don't touch any land down there and you should immediately respawn at the other room again. Otherwise you need to go all the way around again. because if you actually land on some land down there, you will actually reappear in that room. It's actually something we don't want. But what we do want is you guys to actually go take a hike. So I can actually do my platforming. Okay, this is the final one. This will start moving, as you can see. I'm pretty sure in the N64 version these things actually always move. Only in the 3DS version they made it in such a way that they stand still until you actually touch those platforms. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay, let's go here first. Let's switch here. The switch is actually relevant for a shortcut, but there's actually more going on here. Look! From up here we have a better view of that shrine below. Also something we need to remember. However, as you can see, Deku Link is way too light to actually press switches. For that we need Human Link. Like I said, this one is relevant for a shortcut. We have some ladders now. We could have used those earlier. Okay, let's go in this room first. This is the next step in the dungeon. Okay, we have this beehive over here. There's actually fairy in that. However, I'm going to go to this room first. Ooh, mini-boss time. Lizalfos, apparently. These guys also returned from Ocarina of Time. However, in this game they're far easier. Just never L-target them and they never jump away from you, making it very easy to take them out. I'll remember to show off how these guys can be challenging the next time we meet them, but this one was pretty dang easy. But okay, we know how Zelda games work. The moment we defeat a mid-boss, we receive the dungeon item, the Hero's Bow. Set it to one of the item buttons on the select item screen. Press the corresponding button to equip, press again to draw the bow, release the shoot. You can also use L to automatically aim at the target.